there's a freaking Washington State Patrolman right in front of me, coming the opposite direction. My dad was one of those country people, you know, you hear it from old people that, yeah, I learned how to drive one. Well, my dad was one of those. He believed in teaching us how to drive young. And we were out one time. Actually, I think we was coming back from the dump with a pickup truck. My dad had this 54 Ford F100 pickup, blue. And we're coming down, and he's got me behind the wheel. We're coming back, and well, there's this one particular piece of the road that was like a downhill-esque curve, and it was amongst a bunch of trees and all, and we're coming down through there, and failed to mention my dad's pickup had some modifications to it. He had taken and added an extra fuel tank in the cab of the truck behind the seat, and the way he had done it was the fill port was actually inside the truck, inside the cab of the vehicle. So we're coming down through this S curve, and being a little country road, it was kind of rough, and I got my right tires off the asphalt, and it dropped down maybe 3 inches, and I think it scared my dad. And about the time I yanked it, the wheel to pull it back over, he grabbed a hold of the wheel at the same time and shoved it back to the left. And the truck literally did what you call a Brody. It just kind of slid, and it slid across the lane, the opposing lane. And when it hit to the other side of the road, there was a gully there. It hit that gully and rolled right up on its side, right up on its right side, passenger side. And it scared me. It scared my little brother who was riding with us. I think it scared my dad most of all because he realized that gasoline was running out of the gas tank into the cab, and fortunately he was a smoker and had just put his pipe out just before we had the accident, and the pipe was laying in a pool of gasoline. So anyway, and that was the first accident I ever had. Oh, I didn't mention he started us off early. I was 12. And then my first real ticket when I first started driving was in a little town that I grew up in, a little suburb of San Diego. One evening, me and one of my friends was heading out to go meet some friends on bowling alley or someplace, and street, I think it was called Chase Avenue or something like that. I think that's the name of the street. And it was kind of, town was still developing, so you know, first part of the street, there was businesses along there, but then you get a little bit further down the road, it was about a mile long, but about that second half of the mile, there was nothing along that road, just fields. And I took my old 54 Ford and put my foot to the floor and got to the end of the street and made a left-hand turn out onto the boulevard. Made the light, of course. And about that time, the lights lit my car up pretty good. And a police officer pulled me over, and he claimed that I was doing 85 and a 35. So now, keep in mind, I don't condone speeding. So I'm now one of these people. I've learned through my profession in fire service that speeding doesn't do you any good to get you anywhere unless you're traveling a long distance. Then you can maybe catch up a few minutes. But then there was a time that I got. This would have been in '84, probably Labor Day of '84. I had just purchased a turbo GT Mustang, 84 turbo. I had been shopping, and one of the places I went to, one of the dealerships I went to, the fleet dealer guy called me up and said, "Hey, look, you got this list of options, and you got this pretty, you want this car, this Mustang, but I've got something coming in that you probably like even a little bit better." And it was this turbo GT Mustang. And I was just proud of this car. Turbo GT, T-tops black, quite the little hot rod, and it was brand new, literally off the truck. He called me when the car was being unloaded off the truck. I got pictures of it sitting in the back lot with dust and dirt all over it when they first got it. But anyway, I was driving it over to East Washington one weekend. This is when I lived out in Oregon. is when I got this car. And going to East Washington on Highway 97 between Biggs Junction on county in the Columbia River Gorge and Toponish, Washington, on this highway. And same thing, I was cruising along. I think the posted speed limit then was maybe 50 or 55. I don't know what it is now. It may probably be the same thing, but I was doing a little bit over that. I was probably doing more like 68, 69, so pushing it just a little bit, but it's cruising, you know, nice car. And come up over a rise, and there's a freaking Washington State Patrolman right in front of me, coming the opposite direction. I looked in the rearview mirror as I went by, the lights came on, and his brake lights came on, and I thought, crud, you know, I just pulled off the side of the road and waited for him to come up, and he caught me, and walked up to me, and you know, I'm sitting there all despondent, rejected, and feeling like a piece of dung because I gotten stopped by the police, state police. And keeping in mind now, this is that I was back when I was a firefighter, and one of the first things that a lot of us like to do is put our International Association of Firefighters decal in the rear window of our vehicle, so that it was kind of a police deterrent. Well, obviously it didn't work in this case. Didn't think. But he comes up and says, "Yeah, how fast you going?" "Yeah, I know how fast I was going." Gets my license and walks back to his patrol car, and a couple minutes later he comes walking back up, and he's got his ticket book in his hand, gives him a driver's license and asks me to sign here, and he says, "Giving you a warning." And to this day, I don't know if it was because of the decal that I had or what it was that he said as he walked away from the car. He was driving an SSP Mustang, and he said to me, "It's kind of hard to keep these ponies down."